Is that from 1982?
So I think what
Okay,
happened is
that's epic.
we sold our old car, and all of my stuff was in it. That so my iPhone from high school, or my iPod
iPod
was in there.
With
So all that
screen
kind of got dumped onto my desk. There's a lot
from
of good,
high
there's a lot of
school, he says. Stop it.
There's
Oh my
the music
gosh.
in there is like amazing. It's like a time capsule. It's so
That's
good.
what's fun to do, is to go back
I know.
and
I want to turn it on. Maybe I should plug it in. Oh well.
You mean you don't still have that music anywhere?
I might, but it's like
yeah, but it's like the particular mixes and such. Like what
Oh,
what
mixes.
mix were you
Mixes.
listening to? What kind of playlist? Like I also had unhinged playlists. You know,
Had?
it was like Slipknot to like Britney Spears to like
Yes.
some like classical. And I remember my girlfriend used to borrow my car sometimes, and she'd put in one of my random CD mixes, and she'd be like, "What is wrong with her?" In a
I see
good way.
nothing wrong.
Like in a good way, but you know,
In a
I
she's
was
like,
good way.
listening to Britney Spears last night.
good tunes.
I like had a hankering to listen to that remix of Tiny Dancer by Elton John, where it's like Britney Spears and Elton John, but like Dead Mouse. I don't know what was. I like never
Elton
listened.
John,
That's not my
Britney
style of music
Spears,
traditionally.
Tiny
But
Dancer
I don't know who did
remix.
I don't know who did the remix, but there's like a specific one. It's so good. It's like
Oh my gosh.
it's
Okay.
so good. I'm looking it up on my computer.
Please do. Please send it to me.
It's so good. It's so good.
We have Lord Hibachi is present. Hello, the Lord.
Lord Hibachi.
Comments.
Good morning, the Lord.
I got comments on now.
He's not only present, he's quite talkative.
He is very active.
Would you like
This
if I
because he
hugged-
missed last week.
if I held you tight?
Yeah, it's interesting, the thought process that he
Sup, bro?
may have.
Tony Danza. Hold me close, you Tony Danza.
Tony Danza.
Hold me close, you tiny Danzig.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I think it's the Joel Corey remix. Anyways, that's your homework. You should listen to that later. It's such a.
Oh, I will.
It's got.
Wait a
the
minute.
energy is.
Did-
Well, let's play it
did
in.
he just-
That'll be our music when we come in.
Yeah, that could be the intro.
play it
Did he
in the
just
background.
assign homework?
Yes.
It's your homework. Everyone has homework.
You should have homework. Isn't
Oh my
that
God, the
like
music video
the
is also
joy
pretty good.
the joy of life or something? Is homework?
Are you Sheldon Cooper?
You give me homework all the time. What? Look at
Yeah,
this.
but you like it.
Why are my baby hairs going that way? That's the wrong direction.
They're rebellious.
What on earth?
What the bigger question is, why do you call them baby hairs?
Aren't they baby hairs?
I don't think so.
Listen, one time I was doing a video and I was trying to fix my hair because it was just bothering me. And the funniest comment was from a guy who said, "This is why I can't stand women YouTubers. All they do is fix their hair."
All they do is fix.
Oh my gosh. It absolutely cracks me up.
I've never noticed that before, but I'm gonna. Well, first of all, let me fix my hair.
Well,
Let me get
it's
my
just-
baby hairs in order.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's
baby
the
hairs.
baby hairs were going this way. I had to fix it, but anyway, it just
I
cracked me up.
guess they're called baby hairs.
What
Azizah
would
has
you call
spoken.
them?
I probably don't have them, so I've never needed a word for them.
Baby hairs.
Yes. Oh wow, that's
Oh.
okay.
Yeah. What are you doing with baby hairs? Let the poor things grow up. Come on.
It's not. Listen, they're
It's not
growing.
listen.
They're growing into full-grown furs.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah. Okay, so in
In
like
patches.
20 seconds, I don't know what the actual
Oh.
time is.
Well, I'll tell you. And
Did
then,
you say full-grown furs?
Yeah, full-grown furs.
My son calls my hair fur also. And your fur?
Your
fur?
fur, I love that.
Oh,
It's nice.
It's fur.
you might have started something now. I'm
Hair
not
is
sure I
not.
can ever call it anything again.
You can't.
cute.
Hair
I like
is
it.
not. Hair is too plain. Okay.
You
Okay.
can start the intro, which means we're officially on the air.
On
Okay,
the
I'm gonna
hair?
play it.
On,
I'm
on
gonna
the
play
hair.
it. Wait. Okay. Yes.
Happy New Year. I don't think we've done
Oh.
this since last year,
Wow.
since 2024.
You always launch into something immediately, and you really throw me off.
Do I try? Do you
Yeah,
remember the first one? Yeah, the
I
first one.
very much remember the first one, and you.
Ian remembers it because he has watched every episode of Touring Circus.
Like religiously.
Every
100%.
single,
Yeah.
probably twice.
Absolutely.
The first
like,
time alone, second time with family.
So, yeah, and then he rented out like a movie theater and played it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that's
all of
exactly
them.
what happened.
Intermissions,
That's absolutely.
popcorn and red vines, and a Diet Coke.
What's a red vine?
It's licorice type thing.
It's like a Twizzler.
Oh, I like Twizzlers. Okay,
It's like a
okay,
Twizzler.
I'm into that kind of thing. Okay, Aaron. I was gonna call you Aaron.
Aaron.
Wow.
That's a combination of Eric and Ian, I think. Aaron.
See,
That's where
I
you're
meant
going.
to do that.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving me that.
Aaron.
For that
Team
grace.
Aaron.
Team Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah, who's this
Yeah.
Aaron guy? Who is this, Azizah? Do we know who this person is?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to
Good
Touring
evening.
Circus.
Good night.
Or
wherever
whatever you may be doing, wherever you may be. This is a show about everything and nothing and everything. And today we are very graced by a wonderful guest. Ian, thank you so much for joining us on a weekend in the morning. Welcome.
It's my pleasure. I'm so happy to be here. It's so fun. I feel like I'm getting jumped back into the scene. Like I'm about to hang out with all my pen friends here.
Yes.
And then we're gonna go to Philly, and then we're gonna go to LA, and I'm starting my year right
It's
now.
the
Like,
it's the season opener. Yeah.
This is it.
Season opener. Very
The
good.
season opener.
Yeah.
That's what this is supposed to be, is the Philly Pen Show
Philly Pen Show pre-show.
pre-show
Philly
pickled
Pen
pepper.
pre-show, yeah.
Yeah.
Philly Pen Show pre-show.
It's a bit confusing to say, but Ian, I mean, you are the designer, wizard, crafter, creator, instigator of Schon design. Would that be a fair assessment?
That's my official title. Yeah, I think so.
It's on his business cards.
We're gonna have to play the tape back so we can write it down.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Official instigator.
I like that name.
Yeah.
Official instigator. There are many, but he's one of the worst or best. I'm not sure how you.
Most effective.
Most effective.
Yes.
Most effective.
Let me count.
Yeah.
I have at least, I don't know, 5 at arm's reach.
Oh, I
Monoc.
promise. I promise. I am worse.
Ian, what is your company name?
Bag full of pens.
Look at him. Look at him. Oh, you brought yours.
Yeah. My company.
I imagine everyone knows who Ian is, but Ian, what is your company name?
Schon Design is what we call the pens that I sell, and I'm Ian Schon, and we're based in Philly. We got a couple folks, so right now we're a team of 3, including myself. So small team making small pens. That's what we do.
You do make small pens.
We use big machines to make small pens in a big building in the smallest, biggest city in the world, Philadelphia. Everyone says that. Everyone loves Philly. It's the best. Everyone knows.
The city or the pen show?
The both. The both.
Both.
Nice.
Okay. You can stay. You can stay.
You can stay.
I love it here. It's
Well,
awesome.
you could definitely stay.
I'm staying.
That's a beautiful description. And you recently moved to a new warehouse setup, right? Like
I've taken a tour of your shop many years ago. From the Philly Pen Show, we kind of went to your shop, but you're no longer there, are you?
No. Yeah, so that was awesome. I'm so glad you were there for that. It's so cool. So it must have been 2019 or 2020. I don't remember. It must have been.
I think it was 2020.
Yeah, it was right when
I only say that it was like right before the world
everything
locked
shut down.
And
yeah, that was super cool. I mean, it wasn't cool that the world shut down, but it was super cool to have people in my studio.
Yeah.
I was thinking about trying to sneak it in this year and get it done. And I was like, all right, let's rent a bus and we're going to go Saturday night from the thing to my shop and let's like do a fun thing. But then we're still like moving in and finishing our renovations in the shop. So
understood.
It's not as fun. But next year we could see a resurgence of the Schon Design Studio tour.
Okay, I'm writing that down.
He will remember. He will remember.
Yeah, we will follow up on.
We would love it. We would love it. It'd be really cool. Just this year has been like so much because like we learned that our building was being sold.
Mm-hmm.
So that was right around maybe 3 years ago, right after we had knocked down some walls and like moved in more equipment.
Yeah.
I was literally like, the riggers were bringing the machines in, and my landlord at the time was like, "Oh, just can we like do a quick walkthrough? I've got some people from the insurance company." So I was like, "You need to sign my NDA," and they were like, "I was like, I need your ID and your business card so you can sign my NDA," and they were like,
"Right,
we don't work for an insurance company. I don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, they were realtors and they were selling the building. So I was like, but they didn't have a timeline because it takes a while to turn over a building that big. It's huge. I mean, the sale was like massive. So I was like, okay. So we set the clock to be like, all right, they're going to sell sometime soon. We're moving machines in right now. We were like boned. I wasn't even sure if we were going to weather it. I thought we might go under, to be honest. But yeah, I started looking for a new space. My wife was pregnant with my first child. It was intense.
Gosh.
So now the past like 4 years has been extremely challenging for us. And it feels really good to be like starting 2025, which is something that nobody says right now. Nobody's like, it feels really good to be starting 20. Like, not people are saying that, but like in America. But like right now, I'm like, yeah, it feels really good to start this year because we have a forever studio. We have a building. We own the building. We have a bunch more machines. Excellent. We've got flexibility. We can finally focus on the craft, making pens, being artists, being creators,
right?
And not spending 60 to 70% of my time hunting for real estate.
Of course.
Asking people to sell me a building, learning about electrical, learning about code, Philly stuff, learning about whatever stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. So we just moved, and we have a huge space. It's 12,000 square feet, which is like massive, but it buys us a lot of opportunity to do some cool things in the future.
Yeah.
And do it at our own pace, you know. And we have a skate ramp because we have so much space. It started actually as a joke. Like me and my employees were like, "Oh, like
that's hilarious.
Yeah, we're gonna get a skate ramp. We're gonna get a full size skate ramp." And then we did. Then we built a skate ramp. So we got a skate ramp.
That's epic.
Enough about me.
That's what Ian uses to roll the pens down as like a testing process. He's honestly, like, "Will it survive?" And they probably do.
It's good. It's like a little crash test. You gotta like fall on the skateboard with a fountain pen in your pocket because I know my user base is shredding with the fountain pens.
Absolutely.
We have to account for this. The shred factor.
Space.
At least some of us are.
Now you need to do a pen.
95% of my customers are skating street or vert.
I had no idea.
In their
really?
Yeah, 95% for sure.
He's pulled them.
I pulled them
because.
Pulled them.
I don't usually talk about it. I've got a popsicle, a cruiser, and a longboard, and we have a really great park here in Appleton, Wisconsin. One of the best parks I've ever seen.
I can't tell if you're kidding.
I'm not kidding.
I believe
Oh, you're serious?
That rules.
Yeah, no.
That's so awesome.
But I try not to fall, but when I do, I don't have a fountain pen on me.
No.
But now I know I can fall with your fountain pens. They've been tested.
Oh my gosh.
We used to
Michael Ward is another skater too.
Oh, that rules. Oh man, that's awesome. Maybe we'll do an unofficial Philadelphia pen show skateboarding contest.
Well,
I would
apparently I know somebody who has a ramp.
That's right.
That's right. Yes.
The bus. Yeah, we'll get a bus. We'll get a bus from the hotel to North Philly. We'll get everybody in there.
So you're in North Philly now. You were in Fishtown. You're not in
Fishtown. No.
Now you're in North Philly.
It's like a little bit more of like I would say like it's not really an industrial area, but it's more of like automotive area. There's like a lot of auto shops around there. There's a couple schools and like some residential, but it's not like it's not like Fishtown where there's like coffee shops and stuff. Like there's not much going on in terms of like amenities. But we have the skate ramp.
Well,
so.
Yeah.
You've got a skate ramp. A portion of your studio that you're calling it is a coffee bar, right? You've got an espresso machine.
You know, actually, we bought a coffee machine. It's not an espresso machine, but we bought a coffee machine, which is pretty big. That's a pretty big improvement. We have like a full size fridge now. So like, yeah, it's honestly been like those things seem small, but that's like tremendous. Like as a pen maker and as a shop to have like a kitchen, and we have like a little
amenities that make your work life.
It makes it really
more
nice.
Comfortable.
Yeah, it's good.
And also, you absolutely need snacks.
Yeah, we have
and beverages.
So we have a grocery outlet nearby on North American Street, and we like often go there and buy like a billion things and just like
they're probably like
a toolbox.
Like, these weirdos, what are they?
Yeah, they're like, why are you buying 65
these pen people coming here on their skateboards?
Exactly. It's like, what are they doing?
So
that's good.
One question. I've been to the old shop, and you say the new one is 12,000 square feet. You were kind of tight in the old one. How many square feet was that when I was there? Before you knocked down walls.
When you came through, that was like 1,800 square feet. Then we knocked that wall down, and we were at like 3,200 square feet.
You've expanded tremendously.
Yeah. I mean, we were packed in there, and we could run the business out of 4,000 square feet, 3,000 square feet. We could, but when I was looking for a building, I was like, I want to buy a big building. I don't want to do this twice. I don't want to do it again. I don't want to move. It's so expensive to move these machines and stressful. And we were down for like, we didn't run production for 6 months, like for real.
Wow.
Crazy. So we had to plan all of our production so that we had Monoc nibs for DC, for SF, for Tokyo Pen Show. And like,
because I was going to say, you still created things and produced things. I'm amazed by how seamless you had achieved this, because that's
genius.
That's no small feat.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was thank you. It like it's kind of like we didn't talk about it too much because we didn't want people to like feel what we were feeling during that transition time, or think that things were going to be different in terms of the product or product quality, because they weren't. But we didn't want anyone to like think about that.
Yeah.
So we wanted it to be seamless, and I built a production schedule at the start of last year in 2024 that was like this machine, this month, these parts, this machine, and like we were running so hard. Like I remember, like we rarely run all the machines at once because we just like don't need to be running, but like there were weeks where all 6 machines that we had were like pumping parts.
Wow.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Well done. Because you pulled that off and executed it very well.
Kept it a secret all that time, and now he's bragging about it. That sounds like
he should brag about it. That's
me.
That's braggable. That's braggable.
That's braggable.
That's braggable. Like, I don't know if that's the technical term, but wow.
It is now.
It is now. Oh, we have a question for you here.
Oh, please.
How did you manage all that stockpiling while planning Simmerjeet?
That's right. What's up? Yeah, I like basically was like estimating how many Monocs of each size we were going to sell at each show, and then how many feeds we'd need. And then in terms of the pens, we always front load our manufacturing. So we always do manufacturing like months and months and months before we need it, until like I make a mistake. Like this week, we were like chatting in the studio, and we're like, we only have 4 number 8 sections for Ultem pens up. And I was like, oh my God. Because we have like a Kanban system. If any of you are into that stuff, we have a Kanban system. So basically, like what that means in plain English is like you'll be like a tray of parts. Maybe it's got 500 parts in it. When you get to the last tray, a stack of trays, and you'll have like 50 parts left. There's like a little orange card there that says, "Give this to Ian," and that will trigger our manufacturing run of this. And then I'll take that and I'll add it to our production plan. So we have like a little system. It's very simple. But that means that we don't run out of stuff. So we like lost that card in the move or something. We're like, hey, we have 4 of these left. So I was like, today I'm making 8 sections. So last, I guess, a Friday, I like set up a machine cold to make some 8 sections. And then I was like making them. I'm like, let's change the design. Let's make it longer. Let's change the texture.
Oh yeah, because you have that slightly hooded.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's kind of, it's funny that like, I don't know, we wouldn't have this version of this 8 section had we not made this mistake.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, I don't know, what catalyzes change in a small business, like a little external pressure, right?
Yeah.
So we have this new thing because we didn't have it. And the same way, like the move gave us constraints, gave us a little bit of external pressure to create, to make that production, to be able to be like, okay, we have to stay on top of this. And as a team, it feels good to have those constraints, because like otherwise we can just be artists and float around and not necessarily make a thing. Like we have a lot of experimentation going on in the shop right now, and it's kind of like, when do we say it's done? When is it good enough?
Right.
So we have to be like, all right, for this trade show, let's bring something, you know.
Right.
So
of course.
That's why I love the six shows that we do a year, or 5 shows. I don't know. The shows that we do every year are nice catalysts to give us like, oh, let's go make something for the show. So we made
like
a new
goal
pen
point.
Yeah. We made a pen.
I mean,
we made a pen. It's
so
I wish I had it with me. I could show it to you, but I didn't plan.
That's okay.
I actually intended to go.
You don't
have
to plan for everything.
I know. I wanted to go in the shop and do this in the shop so we could like bop around, but we lost our internet.
Oh, that is.
So
that would be a requirement.
We're getting new internet installed on Monday. We're switching from Verizon to Comcast. It doesn't feel good. I don't like that. But anyways, we have this new pen. I'll show it to you at the show. Come find me. Come find us. Come find we, and we'll show you the pen.
Find we.
Can you describe it?
It's got a really cool pattern. Yeah, it's got brass and
cool pattern
milled in it. And we've been doing like these experiments that are around like texture and patterns. Yeah. Because that's like really what I'm fascinated by. And I like recently, like over the Christmas holiday, my partner and I, Bridget, we went to Mass MoCA, the Contemporary Art Museum in the Berkshires. Many of you know about it. It's really great. You should go. It's really, really, really great. And there's an artist there called Saul Lewitt. And his work is really incredible. He's a really good contemporary artist. And he's about these patterns and these textures that he creates through a series of instructions. His work is amazing. I'm going to undersell it. So go look at it. It's really cool. Saul Lewitt, Sollewitt. So Saul Lewitt. And the work in our studio is very much like this right now, like patterns and textures. And it's all written through a series of code changes. So like normally you imagine like, like as consumers, what do we see when we think about pen design, right? So the consumer will see an ad from a big company. They'll be like, the designer is designing the pen, and there's like a romantic, someone sketching the Lamy 2000, or someone sketching the Mont Blanc 149, and they're like, oh, it's so romantic. They just sketched it and they made it, you know? And then the computers happen and the machines happen. This one is a little bit different. We're like not designing it and then making it. We're writing a program that, let's say, can make a texture based on a number of variables. And then we don't know exactly what the output's going to look like. Oh. And we go to the machine and we start changing the variables so the output looks right. So we like imagine you're like cutting, remember the spiral pen? I think you have one. You might have one of the spiral pens.
Oh, I do.
It's a very rare pen. So that pen was interesting because I didn't know what the arc of the spiral should be. I didn't know how many iterations I'd want the spiral to be. And there was a certain number of rules that I was following for the manufacturing side. But I was like, let's just try it at the machine. Let's just make it and see it. Because if you do it on the computer, sometimes like it's not, you don't see it. Like you don't feel it. It doesn't, you know, it might look good there or it might look bad there, and it actually looks good. Like
I like this analogy. You put all of the information and wait to see what comes out, like a gumball machine.
Basically, yeah. And then we'll code it, and we'll be like, oh, that's like too plain, or it's not chaotic enough. Let's like add a twisting factor. So we'll like code a twisting factor, or we'll code like a step over, or we'll like, oh, 5 is too many. Let's do 3. Okay, let's cut it deeper. Let's change the tool out. So we're like playing with it, like in the same way that like a craft person would take a hammer and be like, ding, 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 ding. That's not enough. Let's do more. Ding, ding, ding. So like we're trying to use these machines that we have as a means of creating art, right? And we're trying to do it in a way that's like creating unexpected outcomes. Because you can be so prescribed with machines that are controlled by computers. You can say, go do this. And the machine's like, aye, aye, Captain. And they go do it. But like, how do you make a pattern? There's like, you know, there's guilloche patterns that are driven by the rosettes and the guilloche machine. That's like traditional and that's really cool. But then there's like, how do you make texture? What is texture?
I don't know.
So like, anyways,
and you're
this is
bringing
crazy.
these.
This
like
is very
bringing-
We're bringing
interesting.
a small
Okay.
set of
So
these. And
even-
bring
so we
some,
could at
bring
least
some
see
prototypes
them.
too. Yeah, I'll
But
bring some
you're
prototypes
saying
of what we're working on.
Your
also.
very first attempt at a pattern is coding a machine and say, let's see what this does? Or do you draw it on a piece of paper, or do you use Illustrator, or is there something that gets you to the coding, or do you start with the coding? Because that's fascinating, because that's blind, unless you kind of know what the machine's going to do with this information.
So you're on it. You're exactly on it. Like there's two things. So like we know sort of what the machine's going to do because we know how to make the code, and I know like roughly what it's going to do, but I don't know exactly how it's going to look. Because imagine you have a cutter that's got a curvature to it, or a V, or a flat on the end. The way that light hits that surface that you cut, you can't really predict it. You can predict it a little bit in the computer, but even if you render it, it's still like it's not real. Like you don't feel it, you know? So I like to just like run it, and then you're like, oh, that's what that is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Earlier in the beginning, when we made the faceted brass pen, which many people know about, that was like our first patterned pen. I was fascinated with texture. And I was like, how do we create texture? How do we create something that has that like plays with light? Like if you roll that pen, it feels like a disco ball. It's like shimmering at you. And that's intentional. That one is a very simple pattern. That's like repeated and then like inversed, and it's like constructed. So that one I built with the computer. I modeled it, I looked at it, and I was like, let's make this.
Yeah.
But from there, where do you go? You can always be like really prescriptive about making this one pattern, but I wanted to create something where we could create every single pen being different in the edition. So we wrote a piece of code that was really cool, and I'll try and remember. I'm gonna try my best to remember to bring these prototypes to the show, because these ones are not out yet. There's 30 pieces that we have that will be out, but there was like this concept where every single pen is a continuation of the next pen. Like imagine you have a number that counts, and it's counting for one pen, it goes from 1 to 10, and from pen number 2 it goes from 10 to 20, and pen number 3 it goes from 20 to 30. So you can have variables continue on and not overwrite themselves when you're creating a process or a product within a computer. So each one could be
just
unique,
choose from these patterns to make up some. So
like,
you've made your brushes, and
Yes.
you're looking at your brushes and saying, oh, I want some of that and some of that. This is your palette, really.
Yes.
This is fascinating.
It's super fun.
This is fascinating.
Because where do you go? Like I really like the pens that we made. Like I love the Pocket 6, and I love our full-size pen, and I'm working on some big stuff which we can talk about later. But like I want to still make these pens, but like what's enough for me to want to produce something and put it in the world? Like what's the threshold? Like is it just like we made a pen where we milled some stripes in it, and I was like, cool, like it's neat, it's different, like I could launch this, but it doesn't feel like it was enough to like bring it out. So I was like, what's enough? And then I was like, well, what do we do that's different from everyone else that can be like our special thing that we can bring to the community? And we're really good at like writing programs and using the machines in creative ways. So texture, patterns are like kind of where our heads are at right now, and we've been just like playing with this, and we rarely have time to do, well, we have rarely had time to do this in the past because we've been so busy with this move. So finally we had time, and I was like, oh my god, let's play with this a little bit. And we finally got the first edition done, which was like cool. And this pen that we're bringing to Philly is like the first edition. It's 30 pieces. They're all the same, but it's like the framework for a future exploration. We're like laying a lot of technological groundwork for future pens, which feels really good. Yeah, so I'm really excited to show this off. Yeah, this is the first edition. Maybe we'll do something special.
Is it an all metal pen?
It is. It's like a brass Pocket 6 kind of.
Okay.
Or it is a brass Pocket 6, but it has a really cool patterning on the outside. It's really special.
Wow.
I like it. It like very much is connected to our past work. I feel like it seems like very logical and seems like an obvious continuation of the work. And I think in the future it'll become like a little bit more abstracted. You'll see, we'll bring some of these prototypes where they're like very abstract, and they're weird, but like I don't know,
But
you're just having fun. That's what you're doing.
Why shouldn't he?
He dreams in G code. That's
dreams
true.
in
I do
G-code.
dream in G code. And it is all G code. I like write these little macros and loops in G code. And the funnest thing about this coding stuff is like I'm good at it, but I'm not perfect. I'm not great at it. And that's part of the fun, because like I'll make a mistake in the code and it will produce an unexpected outcome.
Right.
And that is, in those moments, like the things that you create are like, you would have never made that. You would have never made that.
Right.
So I'll give you a great example. I'm going to draw it. So if you have a center point and you draw a circle, like you are telling the machine 1, 2, 3, 4. You're telling the machine to go from 1 to 2. So you say like, oh, let's draw an arc from 1 to 2 with a radius of whatever the radius is. And then from 2 to 3, let's draw an arc. And 3 to 4, let's draw an arc. And 4 to 1. So you tell the machine to draw this circle, okay? So you write the code. You'd write GO2, whatever the coordinates for 1 are, and you start there and you go to the GO2 coordinates for 2. That's a basic explanation. But what if you accidentally, because GO2 and GO1 are about counterclockwise versus counterclockwise. So imagine you accidentally put GO3 or GO, like you reverse them. Like then you get this pattern in the center. It's like a star instead of a circle. So I've made this mistake plenty of times because based on your coordinate systems, switching them and what mode you're in the machine, I'll accidentally, like where you're starting from matters, not just what you're doing. Like if you code a circle counterclockwise, you would have to use GO3 as opposed to GO2. So like you make this mistake a lot, but one of the patterns, and the pattern we made for Philly, has a shape that was supposed to be an S, but is like this weird wave ripple because I coded it wrong. We're all like, oh my God, this looks so sick. And we're like, that's it. But I would have never gone to my computer and be like, we're going to make this wave ripple. Like I just wouldn't have done it. You know? So as the designer and the maker and the engineer and the programmer and this like integrated approach that we have, that I feel really, really thankful to like have decided that this is the path that we've gone on and invested so much into this path. We've got these outcomes that are like different. And where it's really funny at the end of the day, like we're all like in the studio, we're stoked, we're making stuff, we're so pumped up, but then it's like, wait, can we sell this? Like, are the consumers gonna care about this?
I think there's a lot of nerds who will be very excited.
I think so, and I like am excited to see what people react to, and what people end up loving, or if they like. I don't want to oversell it too, because I want to see like what's people's neutral reaction.
Right. Like you don't want to hype them up. You want them to come see it and be naturally curious, not curious because you have told them it's interesting.
Exactly, because I don't know. There's learning to be had as in the pen show moment, especially when like you just like see what people react to, and then you can take that learning and go make other stuff, which like I don't know. So I don't want to be like, this is it, but like, this is interesting. So have a look.
This is it. I'm very excited to see this.
Cool. Yeah. Cute. I'm excited to.
We probably will.
It's been. Yeah, you will see very soon.
In less than 2 weeks.
Is it 2 weeks? What day is it today?
2 weeks from today, it'll like be the last day of the show. So
11 days.
We'll say pressure. A week from Friday.
Like no pressure whatsoever.
Those pens are done. Thankfully, they're like in a tray. They're ready to rip.
They're ready.
What we have to do is we have to finish the new Monoc size.
Let me add something to the stage here, because
look what you did.
Hey, it's me.
Look at this you had posted, and
I'm laughing because
I this little bit here. I know I can zoom it on my screen. I don't want to do it because I have so many windows open, but
it's okay.
Have you named this nib yet?
Into this, yes.
Yeah, so I don't have a name for it, but we were.
So we're still going with the bankruptcy nib.
No, the name that will evoke the name, like the name that will seed having someone else tell me the right name is the la-di-da, because the la-di-da is like la-di-da. It's like it's fancy, you know, like a stub. When you write with it, you're like ooh la la la-di-da, like you know. It has that feeling where it's fancy. Ooh, the shovel, that's a good one, Annabelle. But like that's the name that will seed other people to be like, you know what you should actually call it is this.
Yes,
It's
that's
the
true.
throwaway idea. It's like when people say, let's go to dinner. And I said, oh, great, let's go to Taco Bell. And everyone's like, Taco Bell? If we're going to go to Taco Bell, I'd rather go to this other place. And I'm like, great, let's go to the other place. Nobody wants to go to Taco Bell.
You got to start somewhere.
You
so for now, it's the la-di-da.
The
I
la-di-da.
like the
But anyways,
la-di-da.
it's a stub. It's like a mini stub on the front. It has like a little bit of bounce to it, a little bit of line variation, which is new for the Monoc.
That
it's
is
pretty stiff nib.
interesting.
A little bit of line variation. And the reverse is like architect-y and like huge. It's not a true architect because it's not sharp enough. There's like kind of limitations on how you can shape the upper side of the nib without affecting the bottom side of the nib.
Right.
If that makes sense, because they're kind of connected, being that they're one shape. But like we've evolved as a studio is to create like shapes of nibs as opposed to sizes. Like it just makes more sense. And I think like in the sphere of fountain pens right now, shapes are in. Like nibsmiths are coming up with like the names for the shapes. Like that makes the most sense to me. Like, and it also celebrates the nibsmith and the artistry of who's creating it. Yes. They're shapes. They're shapes.
Like their medium is the nib.
Yeah. And it's like the size medium is only if the shapes are all the same. Like you could do like medium small, you know, or medium small nib, medium fine, extra fine, broad of one shape makes sense. But like when you're making like sculpted nibs, like let's say Custom Nib Studio or Annabelle or you know Mark Bacchus or whoever, like they're creating the shapes. And the shape is the thing. And like you should tether it to like what size writing it is and like what paper and what ink, of course. But we're like into this whole shape thing. And as I was creating this shape, I actually went in on the weekend, which was like really dope because like sometimes, you know, I just like need like a solid 8 hours to like really do one thing
8 hours.
To make.
Oh God, that's
it's just
a lot.
like, it's a lot. But like I work better if I like go really deep into it. And when you're programming like all this stuff, like you really need to be connected to it. You can't like put it down and pick it back up. It's not possible. So I like spent 8 hours trying to make something else, and I accidentally made this shape. And I was like, "This is sick. Let's do this instead."
But that is so fun. It's as Bob Ross would say, it's a happy little accident.
Happy accident.
Happy life. Yeah, because I was trying to make. I was actually working on a broad, but like titanium, when you're machining it, has like deflection. Like it wants to move. It's springy, which is nice. So you've got to program it differently from what, like, okay, if you want something like, I don't know, I'm going to give a simple analog to this, but like if you're trying to program one thing, you might get another outcome because of deflection. Either the tool is deflecting or the material is deflecting. So you'd be like, why isn't this the part that I programmed? Everything should be right. The computer is right, but the tool, things are moving differently. So you have to start to compensate in the machine and program them differently to account for the deflection that happens in the natural material based on the part's geometry. A lot of stuff. So I was trying to make a broad because people asked me for a broad, and I was like working on the reverse of the broad, which was going to be like a lower angle architect, because the fine has got like a really shallow angle, like kind of like flat spot, which I personally love. That's like, that nib is like for me, that's in my pocket. Like I love that nib. But I was like, I have heard from some folks and I've seen them write that they have a higher angle, especially here in the States. So I was like, oh, let's make a higher angled reverse, right? So this one's got a different reverse, and I was like making the reverse, and I noticed as I was doing that, the reverse was cutting away into the bottom side of the nib, and I was getting some deflection. I was like, oh, this actually creates like a really nice surface for a stub. So I pivoted the entire program and started designing a stub on the underside based on the reverse that I started with, and that's how we got this. So it was like I like fell into it, but I've wanted to make a smaller stub for a long time, ever since I launched the chunky stub. Well, I never even launched that. I kind of just brought it to shows and sold it on, like, to people who asked, which is kind of fun. It's like a secret size. Doesn't exist anymore, which is kind of fun. Like we have like, I think we have like one in the studio. Yeah. So they're gone, but that's okay. Like it's okay for things to go away, because that nib is very awesome, but it's very unfriendly in that there's so many ways to not get it to write, because it was so broad. You could hit a corner and you would just not get any ink. Right. So I think when people in their minds imagined using that nib, they were like, oh, it's gonna write the way that I see other people, but it like takes a bit of discipline to write with such a wide nib.
Right.
So that was an interesting learning for me, and I decided to pivot away from it.
Well, it's more like a poster nib that is very wide, but you
Mm.
have to make complete contact with the page for it to
Yes.
actually write.
Yes,
But
yes,
that's the delight in it, though, is because when you do it right, the what you achieve is just incredible. A huge, juicy, beautiful line.
Yes.
Worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
thank you.
I'm
glad
very
you
into
have
this.
one. It makes me happy that you have one, because like when I think about like who I was kind of designing that for, it's like, yeah, for sure. Like
It's like I could think of
my
someone who
inky
would.
people, like
Yeah.
you know, like you or like Lee or like Dan
Yes.
Don, you know, like just like my people who have like who are just like all about the inky hand lifestyle.
Like
You know,
we're
it's like,
willing
this
to
is you.
adjust to what the nib needs and not require the nib adjusting to what we want. So
Yeah.
like I know it's going to achieve something spectacular. I'm gonna work for it. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm so into that. So you're my first stop. I mean, I think at every Philly show, I just beeline for you. I'm like, get out of my way, everybody. Sorry, that's not funny because I do actually just barrel over people.
That's
And
right.
you're not the
We're
only
happy to
one.
have it.
Lots of people do that.
I mean, we should though.
Yeah, he's a draw, isn't he? He's a draw.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
I should say his
very
products
exciting.
are. I'm not sure he's a draw.
You can't say that about a guest.
I try.
I can talk about Ian. Ian is a draw because he's passionate, and his passion is contagious, and that's very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Thank you.
Yes, it is.
I feel really lucky that I get to work on what I get to work on, and I feel very supported by you all in the community, and it's like kind of a trip. So like I'll take whatever I can get at this point, because honestly, like this is so much better than the career that I had before.
Well, that's good.
So I'm like so happy that this is like work for me. I'm like, this is awesome. I love making pens for you guys.
How long have you been making pens? I do remember your first Philly show.
Yeah, so that was I started making pens like by hand in 2010. I was prepping my first Kickstarter for like a ballpoint pen in 2011, and I think that officially launched in 2012. So I did a Kickstarter for a ballpoint 2012, and I raised like a lot of money. I think it was like $60,000 or $70,000. And I just kept playing. I took that money and I funneled it into pens throughout outside of my working career time. Like I'd go home from work and I'd make more pens, and I'd work on social media, and I'd try and learn the business side of things. I try and think around. And that was 2011 through 2017 when I quit my job. So 2017, I went full time. And then I think I went to my first pen show maybe it was that year. I don't remember, but I went to the DC show with ballpoints because folks were like finding me at these craft shows that I was at, and like these like American made shows. They'd be like, you should come to a pen show. And I was like, I don't have fountain pens. I don't know if I'm going to fit in. And I brought the ballpoints there, and everyone was so nice. So that's why I started going down this route. And that's why I went to Philly. And here we are today. It's crazy. It's been a long time.
Fountain pen community is a rather nice community.
Wow.
It's an amazing community.
We are very nice.
We are very nice.
We, as in everybody here. I just in March of 2016, I have a blog review of the aluminum ballpoint pen, which is absolutely wild.
That's sick.
And
so
you know, you have stuck to that style of packaging as well, which is the tube, and I'm so glad. Everybody gets so annoyed because I just rant about packaging all the time. Thank you.
That packaging is fantastic.
You're welcome.
Thank you for not going ridiculous with packaging, because the last thing I want is like an absurd box.
Who needs another box?
Some people collect them, which is fine. But
I collect them.
You know what
in
they're
the
also
trash
really
can.
good for? Your glass straws, if you have glass straws.
I don't.
Ooh, nice.
You put your glass straw in the tube, and then it's protected from chipping, breaking, if you want to carry it around. Just saying.
That really
is completely irrelevant.
I need a glass straw now.
But
I need a glass straw.
Yeah, you should. Absolutely.
I had a friend making.
Azizah will bring us glass straws in Philadelphia.
I'll find glass straws and I'll bring them for you.
So Philly, I assume Philly is your favorite show, Ian.
I think it's one of my favorites because of the convenience factor. And I think in the
Yes.
future it will become my absolute top favorite because of community events that we'll try and throw. I think it will become my top show. I only hesitate to say that it's my top show now just because like when I go to San Francisco or I go to LA, the weather is so nice.
That's
And like I
fair.
usually get some biking in and I'm like kind of on a mini vacation. In Philly, I'm like at home. I'm gonna stay at my house. I'm still gonna like
it's still
be
like a work
here.
event.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I
All
think
right,
what
but just
Philly,
leave the weather outside and the
Eric's like,
biking
wait,
outside and
so
come into the ballrooms of the Philly show itself. It is, but I'm biased. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. It's the friendly show. It's not.
this is the friendliest. I think this is one of the friendliest fountain pen shows. It's super approachable. It's manageable.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you can go inside and have a blast if you know nothing about fountain pens, which I love. And I send a lot of people from my community here outside of pens to this show. Of course, naturally, it's a locally one or it's a local show. But I think the thing that I hope for in the future, fingers crossed, I know this might never happen, is that we can switch the Philly show till it's summer. And we could put like
We just
January is
need a
like
second
Miami,
Philly show.
you know, like we should be going to Miami in January so I can enjoy the sun, and then we should do a second Philly show would actually work, like June or July in Philly. Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
We'll have a conversation in Philly.
We'll have a conversation.
Yeah.
But I love this show because it's actually in Philly, so you can walk around and get great food. You can explore the art museums here, which is really good. That's a huge selling point when I tell people to come to Philly from other places. I'm like, yeah, and go to the art museums, like, and go to the Schuylkill River and just take a walk, rent a bike.
Go this is funny. This was actually one of my questions.
Yeah.
If someone was to come to the Philly Pen Show and has time to spare, what would you recommend they do to experience Philly? And I mean, you've kind of started that already by, visit.
Apparently a museum.
Explore a museum.
Yeah, I would.
Okay, can you say the river name again? Because
the Schuylkill River.
Schuylkill. That is.
And I might be pronouncing it wrong because, like, I'm new to Philly. I've only been here for 5 years.
I have no idea.
I think it's Schuylkill River. SCH. I'm not gonna try and spell it. I give up. My dyslexia is
something.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go to the river and take a walk.
Go to the art museum where the Rocky Steps are. It's kind of a little bit of a tourist trap moment, but it's fun to see everybody in the city like kind of gathering around these stairs, which have like, so you go to the stairs, talk to someone. Just like your challenge is like just talk to someone, just like be nice, because like
be nice.
I think Philly, be outgoing perhaps. Be outgoing and nice. But like in this city here, it's just like a warm, friendly vibe. If you have a question for someone, or if you're just like out in a community space with someone and you're like, oh, that's awesome. Like, do you guys come here often? Like, people will talk to you for like sometimes a really long time. And I think you'll pick up like what makes the city special if you're just like talking to local people who exist. And you might not find that at the art museum because it is such a tourist trap. But like, I don't know, you just like go to the art museum, go inside, go to the steps, talk to some people, maybe meet someone who's not a tourist, and then go on a walk on the Schuylkill River because you can walk from the art museum down to the skate park. There's a concrete skate park there. It's pretty sweet. And then there's the SRT, the Schuylkill River Trail. Go down there. You can roll the pens at the skate park, give them a good throw. And then you can walk along the water. A scrapple?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Around the corner from the hotel is a diner. You can get a scrapple breakfast sandwich. I mean, I agree with you. I do think, and I'm not saying this only because I'm biased. I genuinely believe that the Philly show is one of the warmest, friendliest, most welcoming shows that I've ever been to.
Plus, it's in the city.
And it is in the city.
I really enjoy that.
That's the key. That's the key. Having it in the city is awesome.
And that makes it interesting because it gives you options of things to do, but also you just feel like you're experiencing the city and not like a random suburb 30 minutes away from
the city.
From the city that you're looking at.
And the coffee. There's coffee. There's like great coffee. And I can't tell you where to go, but I could crowdsource that to others in the community. And just look around. There's great coffee around that area. Yeah, and maybe I should figure out where, but I know it's there.
Let's you experience.
I know there's coffee, and sometimes you go to a show and there's no coffee.
It's true.
Yeah, and like,
yeah,
the food, like, if you go out, like, if you want to go out into Philly and get like an amazing meal, you like really can, because the food scene in Philly is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where the show hotel is, it's very walkable.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
you might freeze, but whatever. Like, suck it up.
We didn't last year.
We did not last year.
Every year's a different year with regard to weather.
Yes.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Last year was, I don't think I even saw snow. It was none on the ground. So
no, I don't think so.
Maybe this year we'll see a little snow.
But I have another question for Ian.
Maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
It's about Monocs. More so, if someone is coming to the show and they have no idea what a Monoc is, like a Monoc nib, what can they do at your table to maximize their experience and understanding? Like, I know you have a pad of paper, you have testers.
I can answer this one.
Okay, what is
it? Have your cash ready.
Nice.
Yes, he also takes PayPal.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we have a full set of testers, so come and play with them and just like give a scribble and ask questions. And
like, you're okay with people playing and testing and trying to understand the nibs, like getting the feel for it. But I mean, other than nibmeisters and people like Pilot, who tend to have a lineup of testers, not a lot of vendors have testers because, of course, they're selling like new pens.
You're going to mention Franklin Christoph, I'm sure.
Franklin Christoph has a whole lineup of testers. Yes, and so I just, when I send people to the show, when I encourage people to go, even if they're like, oh, my partner doesn't like pens, I'm like, it doesn't matter. Just go and sit down at a table and just try out the testers, because it is an experience. And even if you don't fall in love with fountain pens and think, oh my God, I have to spend $10,000 today, which is not that I would, I'm just saying.
You mean this morning?
This morning, in the last half hour. It's an experience that you could say, I went to the show, I played with these pieces of art that's functional and enjoyable. And it doesn't mean you have to walk away with a pen. You could just try it.
It does mean that.
Yeah. I
mean, you don't
what I like about going to the pen shows, like, and in the times, like, before I was like so focused with staying in my booth, like going over to the Nibsmith tables, and often they have a full tester set of some of their more signature grinds, and that's become, I think, a part of the culture now. I can at least speak for Josh and Gina, because those are like my closest homies in the space, and I believe Annabelle does too. But yeah, like, try those testers if you can, without interrupting the work that they're doing at the time, but like, check out those testers, because that's the kind of stuff that like is like really special and unique to the community. And you can do that to a pen you already have, or you can do it to a pen you're gonna buy. Like,
for sure, that's
really great. So yeah, I love going to other Nibsmiths and like feeling the way they create like texture and feedback, or what they call this grind or that grind. Like, that's like the best. So I would encourage anyone at a pen show to like spend the time and just be really polite and ask a lot of questions. Like, hey, is it okay if I check this out? Can I write with this? Don't mean to interrupt. And then people will be really kind to you. But yeah, come to our table, do that with the Monocs. We don't have as official of a tester lineup. We're still like working on printing some stands or like doing something to make it look a little bit more official. But they're there. So ask and we'll show you everything. We got it. We'll have
I have like 3 testers, but I have throw bottles.
Sick, yeah.
There you go. Awesome. Whatever it takes.
We need more testers.
Whatever.
Annabelle, we got to get more testers.
Yeah.
I'm all about that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, Aaron. I cut you.
I look forward to seeing you and your tables at the Philly Pen Show. Now, you're not going to get to till Friday morning, right?
I don't think so. No, I think we're going to work Thursday and then Friday morning. What is Thursday? Tell us. What's Thursday at the show?
It's just
nothing,
coolness.
But vendors sometimes set up in the evening of the Thursday, cool. But you don't need that kind of time. So 7 a.m. Friday is when I'll be looking for you.
Sick. That's when I'll be there. 7 a.m. Woo!
Well, I'll open the doors at 7. weekend pass holders can come in at 9, and of course they're going to inundate your table. So you've got 2 hours to get everything ready.
Everybody
if
should
Azizah
also
and I
have a
don't buy
pen.
everything when you're trying to set it up.
We will not. I will. Everybody should have a pen ready so that they could sign and autograph everyone's image.
Yes. Oh, let's
Yes,
talk
there
about
is
the
another
nibbage.
issue of
Yes.
Nibbage with the autograph pages. So I'll be looking for you, Ian.
Yes.
Yeah. No pressure.
That is, shout out to Nibbage if you haven't heard about it. I know if you're on this podcast, you've probably heard about it now, but like
I don't know if we've ever talked about it.
This is a really
I don't think
special
so.
thing. Let's talk about it for a minute. Nibbage is really cool. So I'm going to give my explanation of Nibbage, and then Eric's going to correct me when I say something that's incorrect.
Oh, I
I
like
will
it.
never correct you publicly. Never.
No, please let me have it. It's feedback welcome. Nibbage is a zine. It's like a magazine for pen shows, and Nibbages have existed at other pen shows other than Philadelphia. But I think it originated in Philadelphia as kind of like a playbill for the Philadelphia Pen Show. A little bit of an overlay of what classes. We got some advertisements from some of the brands that are at the show, which is really great. We've got a schedule for the show. Maybe we have some recommended eats at times. And then we have at the back, my favorite part, of course, the autograph page, where you can have your friends and some of the vendors sign and write a little note to you. And it's a nice memento to take home from the show, because you've got like a little window into what it was like at that pen show for that weekend. Who was there? What were they making?
I have mine right here.
It's got our city on it. That's Philly.
That's Philly. And it does have autograph pages. Mine got very full.
I love that.
In fact, I think I got more autographs than Azizah.
Yo.
I let you win.
But Ian didn't sign my autograph pages. He signed his own. He's
That's
there.
I'm sick. Yeah.
That's cool factor. Yeah,
Dude,
that's cool factor.
I was so touched that you did that. That meant so much to me. I remember going home and talking to my partner. I was like, Bridget, look what they did. That was so meaningful. Like, this is so cool.
It is.
I think Annabelle made a note here. I think I drew a frog on Annabelle's or something. I drew a frog. Maybe I drew a frog. Maybe I drew a bear. I don't know.
Annabelle, I think you need to check and
I don't
remind
know.
us.
We'll have
You were drawing things. You
but
drew
draw a little picture.
Why not?
Picture.
Picture.
You got to get his
I'm not
autograph
particularly good.
in your Nibbage.
I'm not good at drawing, so I think like
Yeah, but
that's what makes
draw,
it fantastic.
that's what makes it more fun. Honestly, when someone can draw, it's like, oh, that looks real. Thanks, you know.
Azizah, we have to do the word game.
Oh, okay.
And Ian doesn't know anything about this, but get your writing instrument and your paper. Azizah is going to give us 5 words, one at a time, and you are to write down the first word that you think of when she gives us a word, and afterwards we will compare notes with our live studio audience.
We thought this would be really absurd and insane. As it turns out, so far, most people are very sensible.
Yeah, the first word I think of is usually pretty tame.
It's the second and third word where it starts getting dodgy. So you whatever I'm going to say,
whatever
it's just word association. And
I'm not trying to think of the word you're going to write down.
Yeah, if there's no
match on at least one.
Like, you don't have to. There's no winning or losing.
I don't think that's ever happened.
To sync up and be like, what would Eric?
Yeah, exactly.
Are we doing hive mind? No,
no hive mind. It's just like it's just a fun thing, and sometimes great pen names or ink names come out of it. So okay, first word, holographic.
Next.
Lucky.
I'm sorry. Can
Lucky.
you spell that? Lucky.
No. Can I spell it? No.
Well, I heard lecky, and I was thinking, what language is that?
Word number 3, phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
Yeah.
Oh my, you're not going to believe what. Next.
Number 4, bulb.
Bulb.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
And last one, rubber.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
What was the first word you gave us? Holographic?
Holographic.
I said fake.
Oh.
Ooh.
What did you say, Ian?
I wrote sticker because I immediately. I'm giving you my honest answers.
No,
immediately.
Yeah.
I was in my childhood bedroom, and I was young, and there was this sticker. I had this green sticker that kind of when you moved, it would the sticker would move. You know?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. It would give
And I
you a
was like,
new, yes.
yeah, which was like, yeah, that was pretty cool. And I imagine that green sticker of like computer screen or something, and that was like sick.
You see the
I
word
see it.
association brings interesting memories and thoughts and stories. I like this.
Here I am.
Sometimes
The
it
next-
brings. Okay, go
next
How
ahead.
about you?
word
What did you
was-
think? Oh,
I said fake. It was just
oh,
fake.
yeah, but does,
I don't
does
have a
Azizah
story to
answer?
go with it.
Azizah doesn't answer because
No, yeah.
No, she doesn't
Let's
answer.
see. Let's see.
The next word was lucky, and I put jeans because that's my favorite brand of jeans.
Oh yes,
Oh,
I
nice.
remember this. Yes, I remember your
Lucky jeans.
enjoyment.
I wrote 7.
7.
It just like pops in. I was like 7.
Yeah.
Lucky number 7.
Because of my birthday?
That's exactly why.
That's exactly why.
Totally, for sure.
That's exactly it.
That was
The
what
next
it
word
was.
she gave us was phenomenon.
Yes.
Phenomenon.
Yeah.
And you have to go first on this one because mine's ridiculous.
This one is also ridiculous and so embarrassing, but I'm giving you the real answer. I like started to think of the next one. I'm like, that's not fair. So I wrote Phenomenauts, which was this band that I think is like a ska band from like a long time ago. They're called the Phenomenauts. They're
You are
kind of
correct.
like the Aquabats.
Yeah.
You know, they kind of had like a similar. They had like I think they had a song called "Earth Is the Best." I think that's correct, and you should go listen to it. It's like great. It's great. I used to listen to a lot of ska and punk music growing up. Still do, but like not as much ska anymore. But the Phenomenauts. So I thought of Phenomenauts. Anyways, go listen to "Earth Is the Best."
I've googled it, so I'm gonna.
They
check
got an
it out.
upright bass. That's got a good. The whole thing is great.
Is there something other than an upright bass? Do they make them sideways now? Oh, a handheld bass. Okay.
Handheld.
You meant a bass.
Yes.
Not a bass guitar, a bass.
You are correct. Earth is the best.
Earth is the best. Sick. My failing memory is not failing as much. Anyways, good one. Did I ever see Real Big Fish? Yeah, I did. I have seen Real Big Fish. I love that band.
I have.
There you go. There you go. We're gonna have a playlist at the end of this. First,
Yes.
on the playlist will be the Tiny
already
Dancer
have it.
Joel Corey remix.
Yeah.
The next will be the Phenomenauts.
Exactly.
We'll be absolutely
Oh,
the
God.
feeling is like from jumping from a cold pool into the hot tub,
Yes.
and then running and going to the Target and buying something, and then going and taking a standardized test, and then going eating some cold
like
soup.
a typical high school day. Yeah.
The playlist will take you on an emotional journey that will
I
be
love this.
uncomfortable.
I can't wait. I can't.
It's gonna be
Oh,
great.
uncomfortable. Yeah, I'm
Wait, Eric,
comfortable
what
with
was yours?
uncomfortability.
What
Oh
was
yeah, so what was yours? I said phenomenal. I said phenomenal.
The word came out of your mouth, phenomenon, and I wrote Azizah. So I don't know what that says. It's just the first word that came to
Well,
mind.
I am something like a phenomenon, so.
Something like. The important words
Ooh,
there,
nice.
something like.
I mean, I was making a song reference again. So.
That song is
to
going
add
on the
to
playlist.
our playlist, right?
The yeah,
Okay.
yes. Let's go. This is good.
Your next
I
word
love
was
it, man.
bulb. I think it was bulb.
Yes.
And I put idea.
Oh, nice. I wrote syringe because I was like in the ink. I'm like, bulb syringe.
Yeah.
So
I was
I
like
had a
right there.
light bulb. You had a bulb syringe. No one went with tulip. It could have been a bulb.
Could have
Yes,
been a bulb.
Pert Nux did.
Oh,
But with
okay.
tulip,
nice.
yeah.
Okay.
In the comments.
In the comments,
I
In the
yeah.
comments.
I gotta
Yes.
read these. There's some good
This
stuff
is
here.
fun to play along with. I think your last one was rubber.
Rubber.
I put tire.
I put
Okay.
ducky.
Rubber ducky.
See?
That's National Rubber Ducky Days. We're not going to be at the Philly Pen show the
No.
13th this month. So this year.
That's okay. That's for
But that
the
was a fun
future-
time. That
Future
was a fun
year
time.
when it comes back.
I think we still
We
have
have-
one in our trade showcase.
As you
I-
should.
you guys.
I
As you
have all
should.
my duckies. They're actually sitting on my lamp, which is like a flat lamp.
Oh,
And so I have my duckies and also like other glow in the dark things like figurines. And so
Yeah, things.
things
What kind
like
of things?
like a Coochie Kopi from Bob's Burgers. He glows in the dark.
Oh,
he,
yeah.
he charges
Coochie
while my
Kopi.
lamp's on, and then I turn it off, and then he blinds me all night
Right.
because he
we
glows.
have 1 minute left, and I have some questions for Ian
Okay.
that Azizah doesn't know anything about, and we have no time, Ian. So you'll just go through them quickly, and this is just get to know you. Do you have a favorite color, and if yes, what is it?
I don't have a favorite color, but lately I've been like really digging the color green.
Okay.
Yeah.
What food item can always be found in your refrigerator? Like, what food do you really like that you have to have all the time?
I really like Parmesan cheese, so we always have Parmesan cheese. That's like my luxury purchase. Like we got it.
Do you put that on ice cream?
No, but I would, because why not? I put it on like anything.
Do you eat
and people
chunks
are like,
of it
"That's
plain?
disgusting." Yes, I do, and I love that. I love it.
That's a
It's for
winning
me. It might not be for you, but it's for me.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
that's a winning.
So
It's for you.
kind of liking green, likes Parmesan. If you could instantly master any skill, which skill would you choose?
Oh my God.
That's an exciting one.
It's such a good one. And full disclosure, you did text me this list like 5 minutes before, so I didn't get to think about it, but I was like, oh my God, I want to think of something cool for this. And I didn't. I think it would be at this point in my life, it would be like being able to speak to toddlers and like communicate with them effectively to achieve a common goal of bedtime or of put your pants on or go potty right now.
I feel like this is, I understand where this
relevant. You know, I'm like, I need
from.
that toddler speak because I have basically a 3-year-old right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's almost 3, so toddler speak.
Toddler speak. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
I have been waking up earlier because of my son, and I am a night owl, so it's been hard.
You're a night owl. Okay.
But I made that transition a long time ago, and I work so well at night, so I love staying up late, but I just haven't been able to do it as much. So
yeah.
Okay. Well, you have something in common with Azizah, because Azizah is definitely a night owl.
Yeah,
nice.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm a morning person or an early bird.
Yeah.
Early bird.
You're the worm.
Aren't all owls nighttime? They're nocturnal. I wonder why it's called night owl. If you could teleport anywhere in the world right now and be there for 3 hours, where would you go?
3 hours.
Okay, so this one I did think about because I was supposed to hear it. I really like this hot spring that I went to in Iceland once. It's off the side of the road. It's like this tiny little hot spring. And I would just like go there and sit in the water and sit, and that would be really nice. It's just like a tiny hot spring. It's not like the main one. It's like a hike. You have to hike. It's a pretty big hike. It's like maybe 45 minutes. And you hike up,
can teleport.
And there's sheep.
But you
can teleport. Right? I would probably teleport to the bottom of the hike.
Oh, would you?
Crazy. I would do the hike. I'd go into the hot spring, and then I wouldn't hike back. I would teleport home. Like the hike back is not for me.
This was a good one.
This was a good one.
I remember it was a fun memory.
I like
so
that.
That made me feel good when you asked that question because I was like thinking about it, and I was like, that's a nice place to be.
I would go there again. 3 hours.
Yeah,
I could do 3 hours there. Yeah.
We need a pen show right there.
I'm going to bring music back up again.
Right there. Oh, okay.
If a theme song played every time you walked into a room, what song would that be?
Oh my god. I literally have no idea, but I will say that I like get a song in my head and it's like with me for some amount of time, and
you
then
get earworms.
So there's I get earworms, and it's always turning over.
Yeah.
Like there's always new music for me. So today, the song would be the Joel Corey remix of Elton John and Britney Spears.
Absolutely.
Hold Me Closer. Hello. What a dance track.
Yeah.
Just real big, Hold Me Closer, Tiny Dancer energy right now, which is so unlike me. Normally it's like some punk rock thing or like some emo song, which I've been really into lately. A lot of emo, but today it's Hold Me Closer.
Okay.
And that's
very
okay.
excited. I'm very excited for this playlist that I'm going to do when we hang out. Like,
and my last question is, if you could be any animal for 24 hours, what animal would you be?
Oh my god, this one I didn't read. Wow, that is
this one I didn't read.
I got your text that was like, Ian, we're getting on in 5 minutes. I was like, oh, whoopsies. I would probably, oh man, I think I would like want to be like a beaver because I listened to a podcast about beavers the other day on Ology's podcast, and that was pretty tight. And it seems like they have like a motivation to like build these dams, and they like have a drive when they hear rushing water to like do certain things. Right. And I feel like we might have that, but like we don't have that in the same way that they do. So I'd love to like jump in there, figure that out, and be like, whoa, and then jump back. I don't think I'd want to get stuck there. I think that's
you don't want to be a beaver forever.
24 hours, yeah. But like, I think they've got like other stuff, you know. That or like a bat, because you could like echolocate. Like that's probably a trip. That's probably insane.
They're also not very good at it, apparently, and they do crash into each other very often.
That makes sense.
So maybe
I mean,
you
if
want to
you're
be a
like-
dolphin.
Oh, a dolphin. That's
Oh, a
cool.
dolphin.
Oh, they're
I was
kinda
at the
jerks,
aquarium
so.
in Maryland the other day, and we went to the dolphin learning pavilion,
Okay.
which used to be the place for like the dolphin show, but now it's a
Right.
learning pavilion.
Yes.
And it was really cool. We saw the dolphins and we saw them like doing some stuff. It was really beautiful. There was magical creatures.
I have a question. I don't. Where you're from, does
Yes.
the other day mean like within the last 5 days, or does it mean a long time ago?
I think it was. It could be like anything, honestly. It could be anything.
It could be
It's
whatever
kind of
it is.
throwaway. It could be a throwaway.
Like-
It's just like not today.
No, when I say the
Well-
other day, it has to be within the last week. It was the
I
other
love
day.
that. That's awesome. I
And I-
probably am doing it wrong. I just probably don't know. Which
No,
is okay,
I think
'cause
it's a
I don't know
regional
lot of
thing.
stuff.
I'm West
Oh,
Coast,
interesting. Okay.
and so I'm
I'm
just
from
wondering
Maryland.
what it meant from your perspective.
Yeah,
Two
I
more
grew up
questions.
in
One,
Maryland. Yes.
are you wearing pants?
Yes.
Okay. Two,
Good
are
question.
you
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I'm here in the closet.
are you in a
fair.
closet?
Yeah.
That's the next
I'm in the
question.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Interesting.
I'm in the closet.
Interesting choice.
I'm in the closet. It's true.
Eric, I
It's
like
true.
those questions. Those were
Look
fun.
at me. Great question. Amazing
Yeah,
question.
like those were.
Amazing
I-
question.
One other thing I should mention is that if you're
Oh.
still with us and watching, be sure to watch to the end, because Azizah has made a new outro video that is quite
Ooh,
something.
This is what I
Worth
did
watching.
at
stoked to see it.
2:30 a.m.
Yeah,
today.
during her night owl duties.
That's why I look like this. But yeah, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna thank Ian. Ian, thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Thank
I
you,
mean,
Ian.
I was
It's
already
always a
fun.
pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Like,
I think
already
we've done at least 3, maybe 4 or 5 podcast type things together. You're always the most interesting man in the room.
Oh, come on now.
Pisses me off, but you
there's
know,
only
what
two
can you
people in the
do?
room.
I actually have fun talking on a podcast with
That's
you guys.
great.
It's fun.
Yeah,
Wow.
So
Yeah, I'm
that-
glad.
it's good. It's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
and I'll see you in Philly, both of you
Also,
actually.
I will also see you. And thank you
And-
to our hilarious, insane commentary.
Oh my
In
god,
the
I've got to
chat
go
room.
back and read these comments.
It-
These
it will
chats are
be-
amazing.
When the video will be published on YouTube immediately, and the live
Oh,
chat
sick.
will be available if anybody wants to enjoy the
We should
commentary
mention
as
our
well.
next episode.
Yes, our next episode is actually going to be on location at the Philly Pen Show, Sunday, January 19th, at a special god awful time of 8 a.m. Eastern.
Not
Woo!
8:30.
Whatever, something early.
Something
So-
early.
Something early. And it will be questionable and unhinged because it will be
Yeah,
at the
because we have
end
no
of the
idea what's
show.
going to happen.
We don't know what's going to happen.
Drew's
but
going to be there with us.
it'll be
Drew
lovely
was
and
tight.
the
fun.
special guest.
And I could show off the new Monoc that I will inevitably have.
Sick.
Just saying. So
Yeah.
thank you, everybody. We will see you on the next, what is it, Sunday?
See you in 2 weeks. the
January
19th.
19th.
Yeah.
Take care. I'm going to play the little outro. Bye.
Bye. Are we still live?